A good wedding planner is organized. They plan in advance, right? You can't be figuring stuff out on the day of. That's the big mistake most people do. They're like, oh, we'll figure it out that day. And then it's just chaos. And you're level headed. So even when there's chaos, you can stay calm, because the problem is that, not the problem, but a wedding planner is a project manager and a wedding planner is a leader. And a lot of people don't understand those things. So when people look at you, like I've done weddings in the past where everything was under control, but I was looking crazy. Like my hair was barely brushed. Like I was running around frantic, and I just felt like, oh, I'm behind the scenes. It doesn't matter. But then when the bride saw me, she was stressed just because my face looked stressed. And just
Wow.
because so it's like I have to look like I'm under control. Like not even just look like it. I have to just be under control, because my energy affects everything. Even when things are going wrong, if I'm calm, everybody else is calm, and then we can think straight and fix it, versus me being like, and there's some people where everything is going smoothly, but they're going crazy. Like that is all that's going to do is stress everybody out. So that's a big thing that I think is underappreciated by a lot of wedding planners and event planners. Um, and you also have to you have to be able to learn from, like, and iterate, right? Because I continue to learn things even now, even though I've been doing it all the time. Whenever I do an event and I'm like, I should have thought about that, like I did a tasting with a caterer that's not Nigerian, but they're like, oh yeah, we've done Nigerian events, we've made jollof rice, whatever. And when we tasted the rice, I was like, there's ginger in this rice. Ginger is not in jollof rice. And
Yeah.
they were like, we've made it like this in the past and no one complained. And I was just like, okay, next time somebody tells me, because I've had this exact situation before where they always say, oh yeah, we've made jollof rice in the past. And when we taste it, it tastes fine, right? So I'm like, next time I'm going to ask the chef for his recipe ahead of time, just so that if there's anything, because I know how to make jollof rice, right? That's so if I start seeing stuff like ginger and coriander and all this stuff, then I can tell them, can you just use Maggi cubes and salts? So I can just tell them before the tasting. Now, this isn't anything that anybody blame me for or whatever. That's the whole purpose of a tasting, is to taste it and give feedback, right? So they can fix it. But it's just something that I learned. And I think that the reason a lot of wedding planners get stuck, and the reason a lot of wedding planners spend, they're like, oh, I'm so tired, I'm so stressed, like I work 12-hour days. Honestly, I don't think you need to work 12-hour days constantly as a wedding planner. Now, if it's a day of a wedding, you're gonna be working probably 20 hours on the day of the wedding. But like on a regular basis, it shouldn't take that, especially if you're doing like 10 weddings a year. Something's not right. And what's probably not right is the fact that you're not learning. So you're continuing to run into the same problems over and over again, and you're just running and just putting out fires all the time instead of just doing things in a more streamlined way. And so you have to be able to, and I think that's any business owner, like you have to have critical thinking skills. You have to. If you cannot critically think, you're you're not going to get better. So I think that's definitely a big thing as well.
That's dope.